I changed my major from art practice to an individually designed major, and still I question my major all the time. Hey friends, my name is Dylan Nellis. I'm a college admissions coach and an undergraduate at Stanford University, and today we're going to talk all about majors. What major should you choose when applying to college? Should you even choose a major? What if you're undecided? And does this mean that you need to know what you want to do for the rest of your life? This video is going to answer all of those questions. I'm going to give you practical strategies to figure out what your major should be, maybe relieve some of those nerves that you're having about college applications, and also share my journey to show you that it is not linear, and that's okay. So if you're here, you're probably applying to college soon and want to make the process as easy as possible. So I have a really awesome free tool that I'm going to give you today. This will help you organize all of your college application to-dos, deadlines, make sure you're on track, make sure you have all of the links to your essays in one place, because the last thing I want for you to do is have everything scattered in your brain and you just lose track of everything. So you will find at the link below, it's also in the description, it's a free ClickUp template. ClickUp is a task management platform, but I've created a template just for you, specifically for college applications. You can easily track what you need to do, what you have in progress, what you've already completed, and put the dates and deadlines for each one. And you can also add links, you can add notes to each task. I promise you, it's gonna make your life so much easier. And I know, because I'm speaking from experience, I use ClickUp all the time for work and general things that I have to do, and it has saved me so much time. So check it out at the link below. It's totally free. I just thought it would help you along the way. Okay, so let's start talking about majors, especially the question of, do I need to know my major right now as a high school student? Do I need to know what I want to do for the rest of my life and for my future career? There's so much pressure and stress being put on high school students right now to know the answers to these questions, to have their entire lives figured out. But it's like, you're 17. You don't need to have all of this figured out. And your mind is likely going to change again and again as you have new experiences and develop new interests, and that's totally normal. I really want to drill this into your mind that you do not need to know what you want to do for the rest of your life at age 17 or 18 or 19 even. First of all, most people don't even stick with one career for the rest of their lives. It's often 3, 4 careers, a lot of different career paths. You can ask just about any adult what their major was in college and then all of the jobs and careers that they had in the rest of their life, and you're gonna see it's not a direct pathway. Windy pathways are normal. I've gone through the Stanford alumni website and I've just seen so many people who majored in something completely different than what their current job is right now. And if that ends up being the case for you years later down the line, that's not something to be ashamed of either, because that doesn't mean that you just wasted your time in college studying something that you're never going to use for the rest of your life again. As you grow older, and this is something that I've recently realized a lot, everything I have done and learned in my life in many different fields all apply to what I'm doing now, even if I don't necessarily realize it or it isn't super clear. For example, most of my life as a young child and in high school was focused on doing art, like visual art, photography, video stuff, and also performing arts like musical theater, acting, and dance. And then when I was coming into college, I was like, okay, I want to combine art and technology. So I took some computer science classes, and then I took some other classes in psychology, and then design thinking, and then I started really liking that. But now, here I am running a business that teaches students how to write their college essays. But the thing is, I'm not thinking, oh, all that stuff I did in art and performing and tech, whatever, that is just gone. That was just a waste of my time because that's not even what I'm doing right now. It wasn't a waste of time at all. Every day, I'm actually applying the things I have learned through those activities in my current business. For example, I use my skill in artistic design when designing my website and my branding, or my performing arts skills when I'm sitting here making a video, or my knowledge of computer science when I'm building automations for my business. You will come to realize that everything is connected, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. It is actually better to open your mind to a lot of different fields and get experience in a lot of different activities, because they will give you a better understanding of how things work. And you'll be able to approach problems from different perspectives and ways of thinking. So when it comes to applying for a college major, I hope that just takes some of the pressure off, because what you major in now doesn't have to be what you do for the rest of your life. Also, it is very likely that you may want to change your major, and that's okay too. I go to Stanford, and I noticed here that almost everybody changes their major at some point or another, and we're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna major in this. But then we end up taking a class in something else or an activity in something else, and we realize that that is really, really awesome, and we are actually way more passionate about that, and then we're not as passionate about the thing that we thought we were. And so we change our major completely, and we go down a different path. I know I did that, and tons of my friends did that, and I know that it ends up working out better for us in the end, because we're not stuck doing something that we don't like anymore, or we don't want to pursue. Now, for specific majors, for specific colleges, they may have a program that locks you in, and so you'll have to go through the entire program for 4 years. I know it was definitely like that for SC's Iovine and Innovation Academy that I applied and got in for. That was the type of program where it's a small group of kids, this is your cohort, you're gonna be with them all 4 years, really tight-knit community. Whereas at Stanford, they just throw you in with everyone else and it's like, okay, go free, choose your classes, choose your major, it's all up to you, we're not doing any of it for you. I personally like that freedom and being able to choose things for myself, but maybe you're the type of person that likes structure and a program that is already built out for you. So when you do apply for a major in college, you're gonna have to do that research to figure out what type of program you are actually applying to. If it is going to be easy or if it's gonna be really difficult to switch out of a major if you end up changing your mind. Now, if you're sitting here and you're like, I have no idea what I want to major in, maybe I should just put undecided. Let me give you a quick tip. So I know you're undecided and that's totally fine. But when it comes to strategizing for the college application, it is actually best to put down an actual major instead of undecided. Now, the reason for that is because you want to build a cohesive application profile. You don't want to make it seem that you're all over the place and you have no idea what's going on and you have a lack of direction. Colleges want someone who is really passionate about the things that they're interested in. And yes, it does help if your application does have a sort of theme or spike, but that doesn't mean that everything in your application needs to be about the same career, field, or academic interest. If you're interested in learning more about college application spikes and themes and through lines, I do have a video on that. So to build a cohesive college application, it is best if some of your extracurriculars and some of the topics of your essays all kind of relate to the major that you are applying for. What I want you to do, if you don't know what you want to major in, is write down all of your extracurriculars, all of your activities that you have done in high school, and take a look at it. And do you notice any patterns? What types of extracurriculars do you tend to involve yourself in? Are they related to science? Are they related to writing? Or are they related to history? Or some sort of building or maybe engineering? And then once you've figured out what those extracurriculars are, what the patterns are, ask yourself, what are you interested in doing? Because a lot of times actually we'll see a disconnect in students between the things that they are doing all the time versus the things that they actually love to do. So look at that list and ask yourself, okay, what types of things do I like doing? Am I a person who likes building with my hands? Am I a person who likes talking with other people? Am I a person who likes solving problems? Am I a person who likes expressing my feelings and being creative in that way? And knowing these things about yourself helps you figure out what your deeper core values are. And by values, I don't mean one-worded things like community, responsibility, patience. I don't think of values that way anymore. I used to, but I figured out a way better understanding of values. Because at its core, it's about your principles and beliefs that guide every action and thought that you have in your life. Why do you do the things that you do? Why do you interact with people in the way that you do? Why do you handle conflict in the way that you do? Try to answer those questions and you'll start to understand the deeper values that you have. And then from there, you can take those values and see which major or career path aligns with those values. So here's a really great example of something that one of my friends went through. She came into college thinking that she wanted to be a doctor. She also had a lot of family pressure on her to become a doctor, so she thought that that career path was kind of carved out for her already. She was like, okay, I'm gonna be pre-med, I'm gonna major in bio. This is the life that I want. But then as she started immersing herself in this kind of coursework in college, getting more exposure to what the medical industry would actually look like for her, she realized that the lifestyle of this profession didn't coincide with her values anymore. One of the values that she realized she had is that she really cares about her own well-being and physical and mental health, and she needs a lot of rest in order to do her best work. So the realization that she came to was that she didn't want the constant high stress environment of being a doctor, and that just didn't go along with her values of rest. She also realized that she was pursuing this profession based on fear, not passion. Because she had been pressured to do this from her family like her whole life, she felt like she had to be a doctor so that she could save everybody and prevent people from having really traumatic health issues. But she later realized that she's way more passionate about helping people in a very different way. So I really love that example, and I thought that was so fascinating once I got to talk with her about that. And so I want to ask that question to you. What are your values? How do you want to live your life? And what kind of major or academic interest aligns with those values? So take a second and think about those questions. And if you have any light bulb moments go off, I want you to type in the comments and let me know, what was one takeaway that you had from this video, or one realization that you had? Was it that you don't need to know what you want to do for the rest of your life at age 17, 18, 19? Or was it the fact that you can make connections and apply what you've learned from many different areas of your life, just like I'm doing in my business? Or is it that you should center your major and career goals around the values that you have? Let me know in the comments what you think, and I thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful, and if you want, you can check out any of the other videos that I have on this channel about college applications. I also have some other free resources. They're all just down below there in the description. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much.